The first time I heard avoid the unlucky and unhappy, I thought to myself, well, this is kind of harsh. Where does it come from? It's actually a chapter from Robert Greene's book, The 48 Laws of Power. And just by looking at it, I immediately thought to myself, why? Because after all, at some point, everyone has someone a little sad or unlucky in our lives, right? That might even be our father, our mother, someone we love. So why would we avoid them? And does it also apply to our family? Should we really avoid people that we love and care about? Like a little thought experiment to yourself. Just think about the person or the animal, I don't know, the thing you love the most and you care the most about. Would you just avoid that? You go like, fuck you and your broke ass attitude, all that negativity, all that other shit. Keep that shit to yourself. I'm gonna be positive on this side, but I thought a little bit deeper about this and I came to a somewhat interesting conclusion. And I don't think it's about completely avoiding those people, but it ties into something different. It is so easy to help other people with things that we don't apply to ourselves often, right? Just imagine if you were to help yourself the way you can help other people, where would you be right now? And that's the whole point that I'm trying to drive home right here with this concept. I'm not sure exactly who said that. I think it was Peterson. But before you go out to save the world, you should save yourself. Something like that. He probably said something about before you go and save the world, you should clean your room. But it's in essence, it's the same. Because a lot of people are eccentric nowadays because the world seems to be burning. There seems to be a problem around every corner. And in order to make yourself feel better, what are you going to do? Of course, you're going to go and save the world. You're going to save the unlucky and the unfortunate. You really have to be clear on why you do that as well. Because there's a theory that everything you do comes from ego, even helping other people. Because in the end, it's going to make you feel better. And a lot of people will rage now and say, no, Jem, but I do it for the other people. I don't do it for myself. Well, you feel better doing it, right? Yeah, but it's hard. It's difficult. It's very difficult. It's a very difficult subject, but there is no denying that we get burned out by this. We get burned out if we pick up other people's problems. Being around the unfortunate and the unlucky, it's like in a video game. You're carrying your whole team. It makes you sweat, right? First, you have to help her, taking her corner. That guy over there is already down, and there's the objective. You would somehow need to go there. So you're sweating, you're carrying the team. What happens when you're carrying too much? Your back starts to hurt, especially when it's not strong. So what's the logical thing that we need to do first if we really want to help people, the unfortunate, the unlucky? We need to have a strong back. So how do we strengthen our back? Well, by helping ourselves first. You got to ask yourself in what position you would be able to help your loved ones more. In a position where you are burnt out, depressed, have no time, poor fitness, no peace of mind, or you have a fit body, a fit mind, you made some time, you're organized, you know where is what, you know where to get what, and you're calm. You're the same person, the same being. You're not splitting yourself into being 2 to 3 people, right? Basically, the analogy with the full cup. You shouldn't go about filling other people's cups when yours half empty. You should be overflowing your cup to an extent where you cannot even hold the energy that you created, the wealth that you created, the sphere, the goodness. It is so much that it's spilling over your cup. And whatever spills over your cup can be collected by the people who don't have as much in their cups. This is the healthy way how you can go about helping other people, right? But it's difficult. I understand that it's difficult because we see people suffer around us while we are suffering as well. And instinctively, what we would think is apes together strong, you know? These shards of the vase that broke need to be glued together. But what do we have then? We are individual pieces held together in this one big thing. When is it gonna break again? How about you fix your vase and you learn how to fix that vase and keep it up tight so that you can help other people to build their very own vase. Because if there are individual pieces stuck together, they are always depending on all of these factors instead of being whole in one. And as long as you're not whole in one, you're not built, you're just giving pieces of yourself away, which weakens other people and it weakens yourself. You can be of way more service if you are strong first, if you help yourself first. And that just starts with the fundamentals, right? Your health, your peace of mind, your fitness. There are more than enough videos on how you can up these things. And I know it's hard, but if you are really about helping other people and you really want to help other people in a healthy way and you want to save the world, make yourself strong first. It doesn't mean that you need to ignore all of these people, but just don't dwell in a sphere where it's gonna tear you down to a point where you don't have the energy to work on yourself anymore. In my instance, uh, a lot of my friends are asking for me. A lot of my friends are asking for going to dinner, playing video games, going here and there, and I love to do these things. But I know that I can be a better friend to them if right now I seem to be no friend at all. It's paradoxical. And it really ties into the paradox of living, right? If you want an easy life, you got to live hard. And your life is going to be hard if you always live an easy life. It ties into that. Because if you think about it, what are the people you can rely on most? Strong people, right? The pillars of strength that you can lean on when you're weak, the honest people. Those are the characteristics of people we really are drawn to, right? We really trust them. The characteristics of being trustworthy, strong, reliable, smart, thoughtful, open-minded. You cannot be these things if you're torn apart the misery of other people. However, if you find yourself in a situation where you really cannot let go of the misery of someone that, for instance, you love, because it would mean the death of them, or the death, of course, not only physical, but mental death as well, financial death, emotional death. If you really cannot avoid it, maybe you should shrink it down on a quantity level. Because if you shrink down the quantity, you will get more quality. It will cost you maybe the same amount of energy, but you can put that energy into just your loved one instead of 50 friends. And maybe you have 20 friends that have problems, like a little bit, I'm bothered, and my ex, and this and that. But then you have the person you really love with a big problem. Well, your friends will be fine. And if they're really your friends, they will understand that you take your time to focus on the real problem. Yeah, so much to avoid the unhappy and the unfortunate, or whatever. I don't know. These are just thoughts. See ya.